Good afternoon, everybody. How you doing today? I'm doing fine. Thank you very, very much for asking. Okay, now, one of the things I was talking about in class earlier this week was the color settings that we have Photoshop set up with. Okay, and by default, Adobe ships Photoshop with the color setting, the color world that Photoshop would be living in, to the sRGB color world. And we as photographers, we know that we don't want to be living in the sRGB color world. We want to be living in the color world that our raw files are exported out in. So what we need to do is we need to change the space, the color space that Photoshop is living in. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to go into the Edit menu, and then I want you to scroll all the way down, almost to the bottom where you see the phrase Color Settings, ... and just release your mouse on that. We will see the color settings that Adobe has set up when you first install things. And if you haven't changed anything on your setup, then yours will be just like what I have sitting right here. And if you were to notice under the settings, North American General Purpose, all right, we have the RGB working space set to Adobe RGB. Not what we're looking for, all right? Not as photographers anyways. So what we could possibly do is come over here and choose North American Pre-Press. All right, and if I do that, just watch what happens to the RGB color space, and then let me know if you see anything else that changes in this dialog box. All right, so right now, choosing North American Pre-Press changes our working space from Adobe, from the sRGB to the Adobe RGB 1998. Okay, I can live with that. Most people can, all right? But I would rather have this guy down here, ProPhoto, since that's the color space that I export my files from. You guessed it, Adobe Camera Raw. I export them in the ProPhoto RGB color space. I want my version of Photoshop to actually be living in that color space as well. What you can do at this point in time, because you can see now that it is custom, why not just come over and click on the Save button over here. Clicking on the Save button will allow you to give this settings, this custom settings, a unique name. You can see that I have two custom settings sitting in here. One is called John's Custom Settings, and the other one is John's ProPhoto Gamma 2.2. All right. I am not going to save at this point in time because I already have them in here, but all right, we can take a look in the drop-down menu, and here we go, John's Custom Settings. And when I release my mouse on John's Custom Settings, everything will be identical to what's sitting in here. See, the only thing that's changed is the name. All right. I also have this other one over here, which is Gamma 2.2, and it just changes my gray gamma from the previous setting, which was, what was it? Dot gain. All right, dot gain. I've changed that over to Gamma 2.2. Actually, I've got it set on both of them, so they're identical. Oh, isn't that interesting? I guess I did that for another tutorial. Oh well. Anyways, there you go. You've got it. Working spaces, RGB, ProPhoto, and make sure that profile mismatch, ask when opening and ask when pasting are checked, and make sure that missing profiles is checked as well. All right, that's it for this tutorial. And the next thing that I want to do is I want to talk about soft proofing, because I think that's almost as important as having your color settings set up. Thank you.